What's up, everyone? Ghost here, coming back at you with another awesome video. I wanted to do kind of like a recap of One Piece, man, because there's a lot of things been going on One Piece, especially everything that's happened going forward with what happened with Boa. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen that episode, and of course, the next episode after that is going to be Luffy's Dream. I think it's going to be airing next week. This week coming up, I think, is going to be airing the episode, but I want to do a little recap here, and seeing that Blackbeard, quite honestly tried to steal, Boa's devil fruit, which was kind of crazy. I didn't expect that. And then obviously seeing Kobe there, and a lot of it's been going on going forward, with One Piece has been insane. And then seeing what happened to Blackbeard after that is a lot of things to talk about. But I kind of wanted to start here with the worst generations, as you can clearly see. I'm pretty sure after everyone went their separate ways, Momonosuke kind of bowed down to Luffy in the sense of respect, and then honestly seeing all of that. And then after Luffy was hurt, he was put in a cage after he got beat up by Nami, and she threw him in the cage after everyone's bounties were revealed, which, if I'm not mistaken, here are their currently updated bounties. I can't even begin to tell you how insane these numbers are. Now, if these numbers are incorrect, I do apologize. But I'm pretty sure these are spot on, because I had to make sure that I found the most accurate numbers to relate. Because when I saw the episode, I was kind of skimming through the numbers, and I really didn't have time to write them all down. So I figured I'd just Google search this, which made my life a lot easier. But as you can clearly see, this is all their bounties going forward. Obviously, seeing as to a lot of these guys got up to the billions, man. Obviously Sanji, Zoro, Luffy, and Jinbei. And then, of course, a lot of the others got their prices ranked up a little bit, of course. Obviously, Usopp moving up a lot, as well with Brook moving up a lot. And, of course, Robin and Nami and the rest of the crew here as well. And it's been a crazy journey to see these guys kind of taking into shape what's going on, and then obviously going into what Luffy's dream is. Now, I made a video a long time ago kind of discussing the absolute theory of how Roger and Luffy's thinking were kind of in the same, where, there couldn't be, I don't know, because everybody I've had this discussion with had an argument. I wouldn't say an argument, but like a counter argument to saying that Gold Roger was the Joy Boy of his era. And I don't know if I'm going to try to dispute that or not. And then obviously and then they were theorizing that, there couldn't be two Joy Boys in the world. And that's like, I couldn't wrap my mind around that, right? I didn't think that would make sense, but I'm going to cut into the next part. So as I mentioned before with Luffy's dream, he kind of sits down on his boat, not really sit down, he lays down on his boat, kind of explains to his crew his dream. And then obviously that foretakes into the next episode. I kind of read the manga a little bit about this, so I'm not going to try to spoil anything. I'm only going to mention the dream in a little bit here and kind of discuss further on with it. But I partake into this, what I was mentioning before with Gold Roger, and how their dreams kind of are aligned in some sense, because it almost seems like him and Roger had a lot of similarities, right? I think their similarities were so close and not so different that it makes sense to kind of really say that. But at the same time, it kind of goes back to the logic of Luffy was very free-spirited. I think in the sense Roger was too, but I think Roger and Luffy's way of thinking are a little different, to the sense where I think Luffy cared a lot about a lot of goofy things. I don't think Roger cared that much about the goofy stuff. He was funny at times. Like, if you've seen him during some cutscenes or some kind of flashbacks, he had his moments, and I think he had his moments of seriousness as well, when he was trying to achieve his goal as, the greatest pirate ever, which was the King of the Pirates, where he achieved his dream of traveling all over the world and discovering all the islands. And I think what Luffy really is doing is achieving the goal of what Roger left behind, which is with his treasure being the One Piece. So I think that's how I kind of differ with their similarities. Now, obviously, I'm excited for the next episode. I think a lot of us are as well. And then kind of taking back into this and going into the point of, once we get into Egghead Island, it's going to be very intense. A lot of things are going to happen. A lot of important things are going to happen there. And I think everyone's going to be coming in for a shock. But Luffy's dream, is something I want to kind of come back into real quick here. I've said this before in a previous video. I think his dream is just very... I think it's hard to say because we don't even know what it is, because it doesn't really show us or tell us what it is. We're only going off of a hypothesis or a guess. And I think his dream, to me, he wants to see the world free. I think that's kind of the best way to approach it. He wants to see everyone, happy, content. He doesn't want to see everyone suffering. Obviously, that's a hard thing to do, but I think his dream makes sense in that sense, that he wants to liberate people, because obviously he is Joy Boy. He wants to liberate everyone, but that also could be, in the sense of maybe Luffy's a little bit different as to what he wants and his aspirations and his dreams. I don't know. I'm only going off of what I think I know about Luffy, as much as I've seen him for the last 20 plus years and going on forward with all the 1,000 episodes and more going into this, and kind of really evaluating him as, he's such a carefree guy and a very kind person that he always wants to help others. And I think that that's kind of the same goal that he's achieved himself going forward. And that's how I view with him, his length in wanting his dream to be about, making sure that everyone's able to eat, everyone's able to live happy, everyone's able to laugh, everyone's able to enjoy themselves and not fear that someone's going to go after them or hurt them or kill them or do something horrible to them. I think that's what his dream is. I think that's just me giving maybe a 2% chance of it being correct, but that's just me. And I think that that's how I think his dream is going to conclude. Obviously, it's just my guess. It's just my hypothesis, my thinking here. Obviously, it's not really his dream. He hasn't really mentioned what it is his dream is, but I think it could be something in that sense. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to subscribe to the video. Make sure to slap a like on this video. Make sure to let me in the comments below what you think is going to happen and what you think Luffy's dream is, or also what do you think is going to happen on the Egghead arc. And as always, keep watching One Piece, and I'll see you guys next time.